spend time in the plantation. And other kakina na wile tibabi bakalolo, sama sikali kita ngamay. Ututavu. But now it's totally different. The setup is totally different. A lot of things is done in the daytime. The daytime in the plantation, I hardly see that. And one thing that is creeping now, the young people, no tolu wana kalko kami, sartu irarani gitu, klaba kana social, ilusa nga tolu wana kalko, koya na young people, they go, every young person, you will have your plantation. Apart from the family one, you have to have yours. You know, I mean, 40 years down, 30 years down the line, totally changed now.
The family one. I mean, you hardly have a plantation.
Una the people are hardly planting now. And even in Venulevu, in some Sabunrondo, Nambadi, before you see the dalo on the road, no? Dalo on the road. Now you hardly see dalo on the road. People are going to Sabu market to buy dalo. No? So the whole lifestyle is being affected. Because we are not realizing that life is changing. And I believe that's why the cost of living continue to jump. Because we are focusing on commercial, we are not focusing on agriculture and cultivating. Non da pagarabi kinangele tukina, ni tukina nambula, da tete. Esa ni my TV, doon na maturang ni China si Korea, kina India. They both planting using pot plant. No, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I think we should get Chokatamagio to cover that. To interview. You know, since we moved there in that street, it's amazing. And I believe, like in China, they live like that as well. We have actually a Chinese building, like the Jam Solution, and also this home that actually got burnt. And even then, it didn't stop. He's planting again. What he does is the 2-liter ice cream container. Containing ice cream, and he plants everything.
All
lettuce, tomatoes,
cabbage,
carrots. It's amazing because every square 2-liter, it's every square, it's just huge. Maybe 20 plus of all these empty containers of a 2-liter ice cream. Then he plants all the vegetables, not flowers, vegetables. When their home was still erected, porch,
use plastics.
Driveway nga, na contain ice cream go. Yeah, it's amazing. Like for me, every time I come down to the car or I get up, that always catches my eye. I always think, why? How did that happen? Namamakut. And then, baka convicted ko talaga. Na liminingel, ko ito na sa ninong gumali. I was saying, thank you, Carlos. Carlos actually playing media this morning. O Carlos, na taba ni Bele, na late, na bilongan sa ikaw. Kito sa ka na kinasambulang-bulang vinaka na Bele. Amanda nga nanggeli lalay to weekend. Yes, nga hindi ba nga tekstar. They say, voto nanggeli muri. Lewi weekend, lewi sarto nga nanggeli. Na, awakabuta na mamakut. Balata na non-repair, for them to be able to, looking at what he was doing, they're saving money, a lot of money, because food, you'll never come out from it. You will have to eat every day of your life.
We spend more than half of our money, say, if you're working on food. So if you cut down on buying, because you are getting from your garden, and imagine the amount of money you
can save.
We were talking with one businessman. In fact, they were business in Suba. And he's planting dalo. And he's telling us, we calculate, it comes to 480,000 in 8 months harvest. No?
$480,000 or $480,000?
$480,000.
Okay.
They have a dalo plantation in Itasiri. Yeah? They plant and they harvest every 8 months. They said it can be 6 months. they are working on 6 months. So they will harvest twice in a year. And imagine 480,000 of dalo. That's about 95 tons. 95,000 kg. And they're saying they hire the villagers to come and work in there. They don't do the work. So they hire the villagers to come and work $10, $15 a day. And they are leasing to those people that they are working. Yeah. So it's a big challenge to those of us in the village. Because one thing that we've noticed, our soil is really fertilized.
Rich
Non
soil.
da gele sa bo gele binasara. Kitula ko kituli bital no tiko pati agricultural officer may danda may namusi. Gitu na tiko ko utang sa brother aturan India. Brother. Nada pa na crops sa bulan na gitu na inamosi. Ikam do na may namusi. Inamosi na crops kede nga siningan reba na fertilizer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's blessed.
Nandalo. Dalo, tapioke, kumala, tuna, nakangay pa katukai na crops. Yeah. Tuna ka, na bulan-bulan ni gel tunga. Tuna, usay ba kibitake? Tuna, kamo si katol chukun tunga. Tuna ka, uy, kumala ko na bi korokoro, mo ikuto ko na bira. Basta rida nang babato, saan, rokan. Yan, rokan tunga, nabi kataleso ko sinti. Kaya balik, mendaka ko ni mga rabi pagalebu, nakakanango, naibi, nanduruka, nawi, nakabika, balto ko etea na kalu. Sabo nakakenda rutea. Aundo challenge sa katigo na buno keda utal no sa sige na aundo utal no aundo challenge sa kenda tigo na turanga. Tomole mo bulita ka kakana kuikotea. Na kaya sweli may nakalu gori na edition mi kenda nakabika na wi na tarawau na ibi na uto. Ile mo nakamo keda sintia.
So you just grow,
Just grow. Kaya balik gibada mo kata. Moda kata-kata-kata. Kaya bali, nambula, tikundi na, pihira rin tikuba na koro. Nambula, kila, you are your own boss, and sa mga tao nga, ano mo rin na mga binaka, ano mo management. Kaya bali, ko tuwi na koro, sa ko tuwi tao ni, na turangan India, ko kinamaraman ni Korea, sa China, o sa puruta ka weekend, nyo rota lang, nyo titi tao ni. Kumandangan na maramo ko, tababita ko ano bali. Sa ano na sinikaw talito na vegetables. And it's amazing. Kaya sa saranganin doon na ka. And family table to ko ni ko. Kaya doon na ka, magkarugat ako. Ni ko sa vegetables. Kaya vegetable salad sa ato nga. Kaya bulong-bula. Reda, level na ka, viso ta ka, our lifestyle. Isa, lako nga may kumensan ta balilay. Na mamakot Ni sa mamakot nga na tamata. Kung nakakita ito, renvisa o may fruit. Renvisa o may goal. Balta na ba? Di kenda rumamakot O kaya doon na kami sa tekal tagi sa nga ba kaukawa. Kung na opposite ni mamakot O kaya ni ko kilati ko na opposite ni mamakot. Kung yung may sa tekal tagi sa nga ba kaukawa mga binaka. Balta na nondagel sa ambogel yung bula-bula binaka. Gay riri binaka kaya unan nanduiti ko kina. Lokoy mbarabi, waitui, nukubula. Iko lokoy iwanua, uniwai, nandrano, kena bindalana.
Yeah, we have a beautiful, Fiji is beautiful. We have a beautiful country, and we have our beautiful villages and beautiful setting. We've traveled quite a fair bit, maybe because I'm a Fijian, I love my Fiji, and know for a fact that you have a beautiful place, a beautiful country, a beautiful nation. So the little things you can do to your home, within your home, to make it more beautiful, more enjoying for you to live in. So it's within our reach, and this, the world is evolving. It's a lot of change happening, not only in lifestyle, changes in the terrain. Things have changed. Development have slowly crept in, and there's a lot of change around us. So you just need to establish yourself. What do you want? And what do you enjoy? What are the values? Balata nakangay kundi kita kelo ma muselo nakasaranga na define ta kana no mobula o katalanga na babu na ta talanga mo marota kana no mobula. So don't overthink it and don't try to please everybody or to say that you're going to do that. Do the things you know you will do best and do the things you know you will enjoy doing. And like what he's saying for Fiji, planting the community na pangele. Ve ke mai minangalo mai, nala ko mai lau, ke mai mai tikwa wali ki viti levu, na bueno ke mai misinila ko mai kina. Savir na ilau tamango manda. Tamango kitinango senge sudunga korona ngasi vi kito mai lakiamba, rosala ko mai lotoka. Kito mai dochka nito vitu na eka, na wangele, takakine na teitei waka manmanu. So, ito na salay korona rawati kina no mambula. Already bi kenda na lakmi miano, ninda lakmi vitile ba kenda sasanga, eh? And volingele, da teitei, kenda mama kut balit na kana rin bola sa tabi may na yan. Ikaw kuni may tabangan na another generation. Don't allow that. Like I look back, I wasn't a very good custodian of the land that was given to us. We had the 7 acres land. There were 5 of us in the family. But when we grew up, and my father built about 3 homes. One was 4 bedrooms, the other 3 bedrooms. Yeah, my dad built homes on that 7 acres piece of land. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's the only life I know. It's like you living in Lotoka, but you're growing up in the village, to be honest. We have river life, we have farm life. The only Western thing is when you wear your shoes and you go to school, or you go past your land in your home to come to civilization. But other than that, I enjoy those moments. And when we grew up and we went different ways. Even my brother bought an extension to the land that we had, bought his own acres, a piece of land, that he built his own house, his first home, before he invested in other home cities in the urban area. So we just went our separate ways and continue living and go on to new, achievement for our life. And for me, I felt I could have gone back and did something to our piece of land. And one day I met one of my cousins, because they belonged to the family. They are actually, landowners. And she said, the homes are there. And my sons are staying there, and said, that's fine. So, like what I said, we are blessed with certain things that we have, and it's phasing out slowly. We are not appreciating, like I, for one, I can admit that. I didn't appreciate the efforts my parents put in. I didn't appreciate that they went out of their way, to create that for us. But those were the beautiful moments of my growing up. I remember the different kind of lemon that we plant, the different kind of cassava that we plant. We had our own little plantation to ourselves as 5 siblings, and we have the family one. And the way that we wade through the river to plant ubi on this little piece of land, like a little mountain in the middle of the river. And those are the moments that I enjoyed and I remembered. You even know the difference. You know the thickness of the blade, and you know what it's used for. Up to the thinness of the blade, and you know what it's used for. Na kutari, nabi kakeria, o emeidabang abiao. So now I'm struggling to get my grandchildren to have a peek into the life that I had lived. So I'm just grateful to my son being able to work that piece of land that we managed. And thank you to the family that I donated the piece of land. And so at least they can have a little experience to what it was. If not, then it becomes a memory for me. And he came from the village. Not until he talks about it, then they will understand what we are saying. And then they have to create a picture in their mind, but they've never lived it. So what I'm saying, if the change was from our generation to what it is today, then we cannot stop the change that is to come. So if we look back at the life that I've lived, enjoyed in the farm, the freshness of everything, belly that I planted right next to where the, washing the dishes tap, there are certain things that you plant, allocated to different places. And where you put the pigsty, because you clean it up all the time. And where you put the chicken house, all those things. Your choir becomes a memory, because I lived through it. I remember every little twinny bitty part about it. But for my grandchildren, even for my children, they struggle a bit. Even though they return the farm every now and then, they have very little recollection of that. But my grandchildren, they are far, out removed. So we can be talking about what's happening, changing in the community, but our families are changing as well. So we are not blaming anybody or finger pointing at anything, but we are bringing out the awareness for us to know that the change is happening, and the change is happening right here. Don't even look out, just look within your home. It's happening in my house. It's happening with my children. It's happening with my grandchildren. But they love to hear stories of the farm. And when they went to the farm, they enjoyed running around in the farm, the space. But I don't know whether they can even plant. Like for me, we plant everything. When we were growing up, we had our own block of land in our 7 acres piece of land to plant our own. So I planted all the cassava, and I know the names of the cassava and the harvest of which month it gets harvest. And the uvis, we don't keep it in our plantation, but it becomes a family one, which is a piece of land that is in the middle of this little river. And we know the difference ni moli, na moli ni kana, na moli ni, di ba matangali. Even na new te, na new damo, na new leka, ele na ka, and the bulida. Na ka and the bulida me havia umanda. Sa sengyada verto na makubungo. So, nge baka sa mataka na vi singa tu inilio sa yaliani na originality, authenticity of just having a beautiful fishing family with that beautiful setup.
That's why we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because not only because the more we talk about it, and the interest will go back to our grandchildren, grandchildren. Because when we don't talk about it, they will never come to term or realize that there is a life like that.
Yeah.
But when we talk about it, they can go back and revisit when they grow up.
Yes.
Time is changing, and nobody can stop that.
I believe that.
But it's a choice, individual choice. And for those that have a piece of land,
keep it, appreciate it.
That you can use it, you can develop it, and if only know that the life is there. When the Creator places us in whatever part of the continent, all those continents are blessed, whether in Africa or whether in the Pacific, including New Zealand, South Island, where we in 5 hours from Christchurch. I believe that every land, God bless it. So it's up to us whether we work it or not. Some people, we go to the urban because of the opportunities, the work, the achievement, because of the thing now, getting a job and have a white-collar job. But the life is not in the job that you do. Life is who is the Creator. Make us enjoy life. Those in the village, those in the mountain areas, those in cities and towns. I believe that God is speaking to us in a very special way.
I believe there's no ending to what you can achieve when you come to think of it. Whichever part of the world you are in. Esanga ni vai dava na kai korau ni rawata. Ele na kai korau ni rawata. Beko ni tuko weekend na bakana ni nda bulang me na buno nda miti ko kina me tu bakando na bika. Ke bakanda roni tarvale me viti, da voli vale me viti, voli motokai viti. Beko ni tuko na nda bakasam na buno da me burbur da lako kina itu na ka and sanga ni rawani nda rawani da kava. You can. Whatever life that you have lived in Fiji, if you maybe was not really as much successful as you thought you can be, don't ever look back and say, okay, I haven't done that, so I will not be able to do it. No, you are in a new place, in a new country, in a new life. Project your mind that you can. Write it down. Kiko renti ko sa uti ko vida na baki pola ni ko rani buli na no mobile. Dina en alak to ni vitalo en rendre na voli bale. It's hard to buy a house, very hard to purchase a house, very expensive to purchase a house, regardless of what they say. Write it down and make it your your list, ambition for you to be able to do that. Ando kaya bakale bombaleta na rent nga iko samuti ko ya, na ilabo bata nga iko samuti ko na rent na vale no na talendua, na landlord ko na vale. Kibaka iko samuti ko na kama de bikimi ni minister land ki Australia kimi ni sami rent va madawa. You pay weekly rent, not monthly rent like in America and England and Fiji. We pay monthly rent, but for you people you pay weekly rent, and it's not like small dollars, big dollars. If it's $600, it's $600 a week. If it's $500, it's a week. So, indui na matintu kena kena vala kena na conditions to kena. And then just for you to think, like if you're paying that weekly rent and that money, it's not yours. It's going and you're living in a house that doesn't belong to you. It belongs to somebody else. And bring the same concept. If you are able to purchase a house or build a house, or you get a loan to be able to do so, ne labanga iko so much kina na rent, iko rivanga taka the same money to be your loan repayment. But the big difference is, niko so much vango na loan, se ko so much vango en the side, na vale enomo, na ngone na oti be kina na sosomingori enomo. And we weekend that we've been, paying rent for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And imagine, for the last 20 years, you're paying rent, and that rent is going to somebody else. But if you pay, if you had done your purchase and buy your home and took out a loan, and that payment for the last 10 to 20 years that you've been paying out, either have paid off your house and you're ready to, buy another house. So, na investment rawa na nonda baka samataka na kenataka rawa talanga ninda ba binakataka abi kemni talanga na loto ni wala na nomanilis ki baka ko baka bota na wanturang, which is so masulaka, pray about it for God to help you, because where you come to an end, when you are limited, the unlimited God takes over. I had a very interesting conversation with one of our ladies out at the Auckland domestic airport yesterday. I was actually standing with Nathaniel and Israel because we were trying to figure out the perfume, because I was telling them, you need to find, we were having this personal conversation. The whole family have moved on to go for their meals, and we stood quite a fair bit out there at the New Zealand domestic counter, and I was telling them, look, now that you are, coming to teenage years, one is 18 and the other is 16, you need to find a perfume. And that perfume, it becomes your signature perfume, which means, because I spent quite a fair bit of time with my daughter, Tiara, and Tai, her handsome husband, going through the different branding of the perfume, the cost of it out there at the airport. To be able to decide what is the signature one. Like if you choose one, then it becomes yours. Yeah. He's got his, I've got mine. So whenever, even to my granddaughter, 4-year-old, if she walks into the house, she'll say, Nana, and the mother will say, no, Nana's not here, because I'll either be hiding in the kitchen for her not to see me, because I don't want her to cry for me when I go to work. And she will say, no, Nana's here. I said, how do you know? I can smell Nana, because that's the way that I've done my family that way. If you stick to one perfume, that's your ID. Wherever you go, you always buy that. Unless if you change it, let us know. And so that conversation I was having with my 2 grandsons. And I was telling them, now it's time for you to go around, smell, look at the cost, try out a few, smell. It doesn't have to be immediately now. After this, then you try some other, and come to one that you will like. So we were having this conversation on the side with this perfume talk. And Auntie Mary came and joined us, and she said, you want any help, Auntie Rai? Do people need anything? I said, no, we're just having a little small talk, very small family talk. So she turned, because she said, we would like to, pay for you people's lunch. She said, don't worry, because we can go and eat inside. And she said, no, we want to do that because we are not coming across to Christchurch. We would like to, sit with you and sit to your lunch. And I said, oh, okay, thank you so much for thinking about that. And this is one thing that she mentioned. And I said, thank you. And then she said, no, I want to thank you. And I said, for? And said, I thank you for, being part of this church. Because when we came to New Zealand, they're actually here with all their family and their grandchildren. They were both school teachers way back in Fiji. And then they haven't been here for that long. And then she said, when we here, we had only one car, and there's quite a fair bit of us. We squeezed into this one car. And when she was sharing, she looked at me, tears rolling down her cheeks, and she looked at me and she said she was quite teary, but now, when we look at our garage, 4 cars are parked there. My son-in-law is a prison officer. My son is a prison officer. They're all working. And from the one car has gone to 4 cars. Like that transition. And what can happen? So why I'm bringing this to the talk this morning, that it can be achieved. Whatever that you're doing, it can be achieved. Just don't overthink it. Write down a plan and then push yourself to achieve that. And also this week we said congratulations to the Lolaka family, all the way out there in Taupo. We had, they have been praying. I remember one time we came into the Airbnb in Whangarei. She looked out. We were standing outside with Auntie Cara, packing to drive all the way down to Hamilton. And I said, one day you will have a house like that. And then she looked at me, she was, tearing. She said, Antara, we are praying about it. That's one of the things that we're sitting towards. All the things that we're doing, we're sitting towards getting our home. And she said, our loan is just going to be approved for them to build their own home. And so every now and then they continue to send us a photo of the land, the foundation, different phases of their building their home. And last week, they had a beautiful, home.
What an achievement there.
Warm welcome. As the estate, involved, have finished their home. And they walked into their beautiful made home to their liking and designed to their need, all the way there in Topo. I'm really blessed when I hear about these Fijians making,
imagine
they're achieving things.
You are in a foreign land, but your achievement level is the same if you stay in Fiji, or even higher or better.
Yeah.
And for achieving, building, buying a house in New Zealand, that's quite an achievement.
It is.
Yeah. And again, we must congratulate
the
Lolaka family all the way from Taupo. And we believe your investment, your commitment to the things of God, God will look after you and your children. So for those of you in other areas,
other countries, other places, achievable,
you can do it. If the local there can do it, you can also do it. If we in Fiji and foreigners are coming in, they also invest and buy. So wherever you are, whatever you're going through, you can achieve.
Yeah.
You can overcome what you have to overcome. You can achieve what you're supposed to achieve. Because enjoy while you're still alive. Enjoy the family.
Yes.
Enjoy your spouse. Enjoy your children. Because those achievements comes because of the little things. There are laws of nature that we must follow. And the open doors and achievement will just automatically come. And we are special in everywhere we go, regardless of who we are, regardless of nationality that we have. But God has set us in a place to bless us. Yeah.
Yeah, and also speaking about homes, we will be having, thank you, SB Charlene, Kumar, with your husband. They've actually invited us to the home in Christchurch for the whole team Fiji. We have a team traveling up to Christchurch on the 3rd of October. And we will be, they will be joining us for the event because we also have the finance MYOB training. And this beautiful couple, I've always shared most of the times. She was one of our youth in Fiji before moving out across to Christchurch, and not long. They were sitting, paying, sending a tithe. The husband is Hindu, but he sent his tithe out there to the headquarters for New Methodist, and believing that they can purchase a piece of land and build their home, which they did. I haven't seen the house. They've spoken much about it. We came to Christchurch the last time. We didn't have the opportunity to see their home. But now, before we leave Fiji, they've already sent the invitation. If the team Fiji, I can come and, have a dinner for them to host us a dinner, and also to be able to bless and see the home that we have been part of virtually by praying and committing the land and committing the project until it's done. So, indirectly speaking, what we are trying to tell you, that you are capable of achieving anything if you put your mind in it. Anything. Whether it's studies, whether it's work, promotion in the workplace, whether it's sports, whether it's your family, if it's, you have issues with your family or relationship problems with your spouse, anything can be achieved. Stop thinking the negative. Just being positive. Eliminates all those negativity that is in your life, and try and hear yourself. What are you saying? Other than nagging, complaining, try and change your words to positive. Change your words to words of faith. Change your words to words of goodness that edify people around you. Because whatever that comes out of you is actually what's inside of you. If you are a person that always, criticize everything that is around you, or a person that whenever you talk, nothing good comes out of you. You're always negative. Whenever you speak, you're either, you're swearing or you are screaming or you're shouting, you're always angry. So if you know you can hear yourself doing all these things, then that's what's inside of you. You need to change that. No one else can change it for you. You will need to change it for yourself. So, ndio na kami pa buli vikenda, na kanga da kama na kanda kaya, na ronga ni vosa enda da buta, na toto ni vosa enda da buta, na bika enda da buta. Que ba kai sona vosa senga beka ni do dono, e sona vosa da, vosa ni dunru, e sona beka na kakase, na baka lelewa. Na bi vosa ke dengan da buta, e tu kona tiko na dava itu kongore lama. Que bala ke ba kai ko indua, iko rongoda, o rongo tiko na kai ko da buta. Maybe this is a time to change. When you're going to kendaroni viso takakina na kain and the kain, the viso takatalakina no the bull. If you have been known as a person that is always grumpy, always gossiping, always negative, then try and change that. Try and be more positive. Try and because positivity attracts good things to your life. I can guarantee you that. And that's one thing that I'm telling my grandchildren. Well, whatever you see the positivity in it. It doesn't work. Look at something. There's something out there that will work. If nothing is there, like last night when we came, we went to the kitchen. Everybody, it's like do it yourself dinner last night. So we enjoyed it. And you see every one of them taking turns, frying their eggs, doing their stuff. And thank you, Othaniel. Othaniel did a very nice new recipe last night. Cream cheese mixed with egg, fried, make it crispy for Nana's dinner or breakfast last night. So, little things that you can do together and just being positive and making things work. Whatever's there, you make it work. And it works. So don't overthink it because these are the little things you get frustrated with and make you angry because it's not working out the way it's supposed to be. Some things you cannot change. And some things it's just happening it is. So just grace it and then embrace it for you to enjoy it. Well, thank you for being part of this Family Table Talk all the way from Cromwell. And we'll see you next Saturday from Christchurch.
Yo, we're brothers on the track.
Itu
tunga kuonilo malomarua senika udhavakotea na tukuni sotatunga onatamusuka vikakotea enamuriana nomuivalavana tekitekidama onadingia sotatunga onatamusuka vikakotea enamuriana nomuivalavana tekitekidama onadingia.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you are still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our Family Table Talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on our Facebook page.